We found our cat Charlie after 3 months in the wild in a whole different state. How did this happen? Well, to put it simply, he was traveling across the state from Michigan to Arizona. The caretakers he had at the time stopped at a rest stop, and Charlie was taken out on a leash since he is harness trained to get some activity in. Then he proceeded to slip out of his harness to run. Now, it's this cat's natural instinct to run because he was once an outside cat, but after his caretakers searched for hours on end, they eventually ran out of time and had to leave. Charlie was left in the wild with nothing. Days go by, weeks go by, months go by. Transition to me and my girlfriend. She was moving in with me a couple weeks before this even happened. We were getting settled in and had learned that the caretakers were taking a trip with the cat in their care, and we didn't think anything of it. The day we learned of his escaping out in the wild in a whole different state, we got emotional. We started searching and contacting local rest stops and Facebook groups to tell anyone of the cat's whereabouts to have a chance at finding him again. And after weeks of contacts reaching out to us and telling us they will be looking for him, we had hope. We had hope the entire time. Little did we know that it would go on to be months of hearing absolutely nothing about him. 2 months go by, and we had lost almost all hope of finding this cat. We had thought that 2 months have gone by, we have had no word of him yet. I don't think we're finding him. My girlfriend was ready to leave the groups that we had previously joined to find him because, again, almost all hope was lost. But for some reason, I told her to stay in the search groups, even though I thought to myself the same way she did that he was almost certainly lost for good. 3 weeks go by. My girlfriend looked at one of the Facebook groups she was in and noticed someone commented about a cat. She instantly replies and contacts this person in private messages. She finds out that Charlie was found, and it was in the most odd way you can imagine. Charlie walked up to one of the rest stop workers while they were eating at the lakeside and just sat next to them. My girlfriend gets into closer contact throughout the next few days, and a question pops up between the both of us. How are we going to get him back? For the second time, we get to thinking that we wouldn't be able to get him back. For visual, we live here in Minnesota, and Charlie is here. We thought of ways to get him back while these nice people held on to him, but we were almost out of hope. But before long, we learned of this website called Citizen Shipper. I had never heard of this website before, but they have been around since 2008, and for the past 12 years, they have delivered over 520,000 shipments. We got to searching on Citizen Shipper to find out if someone could drive Charlie from Illinois to Minnesota. Now, this website works almost the same way as eBay does. You list something, and you have bidders. We listed our situation to the whole of the website, and within 10 minutes, we had over 10 people bidding to help drive our little cat back home to us. It felt amazing. We chose someone who had just practically been around the country, and it was on their way back from Texas to pick him up on the way, which was perfect. The money was never thought for us because we were too focused on getting our little Charlie back. Charlie was picked up and was finally on his way back to us, but he had a long journey ahead of him. Charlie traveled 670 miles from the wilds of Illinois to Minnesota back home to us. And throughout the entire journey, he only meowed a couple of times, surprisingly. When I learned of Charlie being delivered very soon, I got out of my chair and got ready to see him. We got him just in time before the weather got cold because, here in Minnesota, it's Minnesota. The van pulled up and I greeted the husband and wife who brought Charlie back to us. These were some of the nicest people, the most down-to-earth people I have ever met in my life. And you're probably wondering where my girlfriend was at this point. Well, she was at work. They gave me Charlie and we got inside of the house. The first thing I noticed is that he got really, really skinny. You could feel the ribs on this cat, and I could tell he was really close to not making it. We got very, very lucky. I opened the door to the carrier and let him roam around in the basement, and while he was roaming, I went and got my girlfriend from work. We get home and she goes down to see him. He is finally reunited with his owner, and what's the first thing he does? Scratch the hell out of her. I'm just kidding, of course. He rubs up on her leg and it was finally over. We found and brought home the cat that had a nearly 3-month-long journey out in the wild and survived to meow the tail. He doesn't even know how lucky he is. He went from a stray cat on the streets of a city near Detroit, Michigan to a pampered cat in a Minnesota home that cost us over $1,000 just in vet bills and traveling costs. And for the 4 months we've had him now, he has probably cost us triple the cost because he eats so much damn food. and is a chunky boy. We're not complaining about cost, by the way. He is highly worth it. I want to put a thank you out to the couple who found Charlie, and a thank you to the couple who brought him back to us. Charlie has now gained all of his weight back, and probably some more because he is, again, a chunky boy. Me and my girlfriend are forever grateful that we have this cat back, and will never, ever forget all of the great gestures these people made to bring him back. Thank you all so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do. This video took me a long time to make, but I felt that it was such a great story to tell. I had to get it out there somewhere. Stay safe out there, and remember, if your pets ever get lost somewhere, just know that there is always hope. I'll see you all soon.